Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for attending this press conference on European Rotors Edition 2023. We are delighted to have you here. I would like to introduce Christian Mueller, EHA Chairman, and David Solar, Head of VTOL Department and General Aviation. I think I mixed it. First is General Aviation. They are representing the organizers of European Rotors. EHA is our service provider. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to be here. And the goal of this afternoon's press conference is to brief you a little bit on European Rotors 2023, to brief you a little bit on status of EHA, what we want to do. And thanks for joining. And it will be my pleasure to hand over directly to our chairman. Thanks, Christian.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you happy few, you are here to hear about Madrid. So what I would like to do is to share with you why we are going to Madrid and why EHA is the leading force in Europe, in the European helicopter industry. European Rotors is the second largest rotorcraft show in the world, the largest in Europe. And I think it's really important that from the European point of view, when you look at its rich history, at the different nations coming together, that we actually leave Cologne from the seat of EASA, even though that has many advantages. But when Madrid came up, I was very curious first, and then very enthusiastic to go to Madrid. Madrid is a wonderful place because it encompasses many of the traits that make Europe special. It is a vibrant city, it is growing, and it is open for innovation. And I think this is why the helicopter industry fits there very well. The Spanish industry is very vibrant. It's leading in the domain of firefighting, and there are many companies and procedures in place to have a very efficient system to actually protect people, protect society, and the possessions of individual people. So to come out from the more foggy Cologne to Madrid, sunny Madrid, obviously, is nothing really difficult. It's not a difficult decision. But I think also for the European helicopter industry, it is a good opportunity because we are able to showcase that we are a European Helicopter Association. And I'm really looking forward to going to Madrid. And I hope to see you all there. Now, the European Helicopter Association has been growing in the last few years due to European Rotors. This is the third event that we have. And we have been active in looking at what is going on in Europe, in the European industry. I think if you look and compare the two organizations, HAI and EHA, HAI is a very strongly membership-driven organization, whereas EHA has associations and OEMs as members and operators. And this will bring in a quite interesting mix of different opinions and points of view. And we have, due to the European culture, where you have 26 nations having to agree and unanimously vote on one thing, we have started to come together and better understand other positions. So this is the strength of the European Helicopter Association. It allows us to bring in different perspectives, the knowledge of a broad variety of experts. And I think this has really made EHA strong with regards to where we are pushing content-wise. And this is the foundation where we want to go. So the European Helicopter Association is very grateful to have a partner in EASA, which is not something that is very common, because both parties understand that it's really important to work together. We, as the representatives of the industry and the regulator, want to grow the industry. We want the European helicopter industry to be strong. And this is why I'm so grateful that we are both able to offer this event in conjunction with different perspectives, but this is what it's all about. So I look forward to seeing you all in Madrid, And please, if you have any further questions, I'll be around the whole 2 days, and I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Thanks, Christian. Thanks for the engagement and really pointing it. And thanks, actually, you're saying it completely right. EHA is very special because it's about all of our members, and I'm really thankful that we have Carlos here, we have Thierry here, and we have even Tim here representing 3 of our national helicopter associations. And forgive me, Tim and Thierry, if I give the biggest compliment to Carlos, because we were in Madrid on the 17th of January for a launching press conference. That actually was completely packed until the last seat. It was a tremendous first step in. We were on the daily news in the television about an event which will happen in November. You had high-level politicians there. You had high-level industry representatives. So we are already assured that the show in Madrid will be extremely well organized and attended. So thank you, Carlos, for that. David, you have some news for us, because this year will be 4 days, actually, European Rotors, and we're going to highlight the EASA symposium again very much.
Yes, indeed. This year would be a bit special. We've listened to the different audiences that we've met during the previous sessions, and one of the main feedback was, you know what, your symposium is great, but it's conflicting with other events, conferences that were running in the show. So this year we've decided actually to set up a full day dedicated only to the Rotorcraft and VTOL EASA symposium on the Monday 27th. So actually don't forget, the show will start really on the 27th, on the Monday, dedicated for our EASA Rotorcraft and VTOL symposium, so that, you know, there is no conflicting other very interesting topics that are also in the conference program of the show itself. This year, we'll also define a bit more the content of it, and instead of asking, you know, a broader open for proposals, we have defined 4 blocks of topics. The first one will be rotorcraft safety with the rotorcraft safety roadmap, rotorcraft safety improvements, but also eVTOL. It's a very also interesting topics for all the industry, including the traditional rotorcraft. They need to be aware of what's going on. We have also rotorcraft technology to increase safety, which are coming, and how we could really push that to the market altogether. And last, we have also rotorcraft technologies that are going towards more sustainable aviation. And I don't speak about eVTOL, but to address traditional rotorcraft. So that's the 4 blocks. Obviously, we'll be discussing with the audience on that. On top of that, we will have also, you know, some dedicated breaks that we missed up a bit last time, dedicated to networking, and also in the evening, a dedicated networking event that was very well missed in the past, and that was a traditional, I would say, aspect of our former Rotorcraft and VTOL symposium. So that's coming back, and thanks to your feedback at all, I think we will improve greatly, and you will enjoy a bit more. And we will also participate in the conferences during European Rotors, as EASA also, but we want to dedicate a full day only for the symposium. On top of that, Madrid is a great city, and when we chose Madrid at the very beginning, we didn't know, but it will be also the EU presidency from the Spanish authority, so it's really well chosen. And we will have also dedicated sessions with the Spanish authority and operators, so that we can share best practices, look what's local specific, because, you know, Europe is not only a central entity, it's also going down to the field, to each countries, and it's a good vehicle to give the voice to local authorities, what are struggling with, how we can improve together. So it's a unique opportunity to get also this feedback from a broader perspective. I'm really also looking forward to seeing you there and having your questions and sharing this moment, because I think it's very important for Rotorcraft. Rotorcraft is a key element in the society today, and we need to make it sure it's moving forward altogether. Thank you.
Thank you, David. I think it's really great that we have the symposium back. I always call it the flagship of our event, and it deserves really a standalone presence. Me as the show director, of course, I have to try to fulfill all the demands, all the questions, all the ideas brought in to do conferences on the stages, to do workshops. But yes, we shall really deconflict a little bit, and I think that is the optimum solution. We can actually even say, if you book into the symposium, the price will be 180 euros, and then you get the 3-day ticket for the pass for the European Rotors. We want to have the workshops and the trainings starting something like 1 hour earlier than the show floor opens from Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday. However, we really were looking forward that we have the workshops on the first day not conflicting with the opening ceremony in the morning, that people can first really walk the floor, walk the show, and then we do something like a first afternoon briefing in the conference center. We remain with 3 stages in the hall, where we have a sustainability day, where we have the HEMS day again, where we do aerial work stuff. As you said, EASA will contribute to all of them. We're gonna have something on pins, again, point in space, because this is so important. We for sure will have trainings on SMS, on KMO, and so on and so forth, just as we receive the demand from the community. So I think we have a fantastic program in place. We have big plans.
Yes. We'll have also a Rotorcraft safety zone with demos,
Yes.
and 2 helicopters
Yep.
to support that. So I think experiencing live what's going on in the field is
Yeah.
very important also.
And last but not least, we would like to add a program that is dedicated to Spanish-speaking people, because we are guests, and so we want to make sure that our guests, that our hosts are also able to participate, even they might not know English language perfectly well.
That's the main outline. Volker, now the pressure is on you, and are there any questions from your end?
For sure.
Can we do it like that, or shall we formalize it?
No, we can do nothing. Can you give me an idea of the facility? Will there be helicopters in the hall? How do they look like? How are the distances to be covered between the conference center and the exhibit? And is there a static display? Thank you.
Can I take it? You want to?
Go ahead.
Okay. So it's I would say even closer, the conference center at IFEMA, than it is in Cologne. We have Hall 9 for us, the Hall 9, which is comparable in size of Hall 8 in Cologne. Yes, of course, we have a static display, and actually you are heartily invited to have a look on our sales lounge here at European Rotors. We target about 12 to 15, 20 machines, depending on the interest, and it will of course be a mix of next generation VTOLs, but HEMS helicopters, aerial work whatsoever. And asking about current status, if you are interested, we have at the moment 143 companies signed up and 82 booths remaining in March. So we're super positive that we even exceed 2022, where we had 210 exhibitors, and the goal is to rise by at least 10%, but the pressure goes then to Wyman, our salespeople. Katie is here today, and of course Carlos from the Spanish and his host country team.
So the question was, what would be the advantage incentive for a US OEM to join the EASA Rotorcraft and VTOL Symposium? I think, Rotorcraft is a global industry. So what's done in the US, and you need to resell the aircraft, so you need to be aware globally of what's going on the regulatory side. And that's why we have actually, as you mentioned, Tim, a very large US audience coming in, making aware. It's also a good exchange because they have another perspective of what's going on in the US. We could share and have exchange of views. So it's, for me, a win-win situation for everybody. To share the feedback, show what's the outlook, so that we can adapt, look forwards, and also plans. Because when you have a new regulatory framework or new rules coming in, it's not a change that could take over overnight for an OEM. It's a long lead time kind of activity, so that we can plan all together. And this is a unique opportunity also for them to listen to what's going on in Europe, to understand also a bit more, and it's even better that we are in Madrid this year, how European system is working, Because once you understand that, you know how to tackle it and how to be better at coming into it. So I think it's of a great interest.
Really hits the point, Tim, as I had talks this morning with American companies saying, I am in Europe, I'd like to grow, but I'm not sure whether all my parts are EASA certified so far. So I said, this is the show where EASA is fully dedicated to answer all your questions, to be there, really open for the dialogue. That also counts for the next generation of VTOLs. They like to be in touch with EASA at a very early stage to show that they are how to say, a really a serious company and in certifying and following the standards and really getting in touch. I think this is one of our unique benefits.
Yeah, just to follow up. What is the exact role of HAI as service provider?
I might be able to answer that. Thank you very much. EHA, together with EASA, we are the owner of the brand and of the show itself. But we need someone to actually work, you know? It's very simple. So EHA nor EASA does have the capability to do that. We are more on the planning organizational level. You know, this is what Frank is for, and Isabella, who is unfortunately not be able to be here. And then we have this huge knowledge from HAI. I mean, look at the show. It's fantastic. It's just amazing. You know, and if someone can organize a show like that, you know, we better use that knowledge and know-how and skill to organize a show in Europe. And that's what HAI does.
And actually really inspiring us also. Yesterday evening, I had the privilege, together with you, Christian and David, to join the presidential reception. Really superb. Michael Herzdorf is here from HAI. And this award winning on people who really are active and play a special role. This is, sorry to say, I want this one as well. So it's simply you are the top. And we try to make the best out of ideas which we can develop all together. But of course, European Rotors will remain unique because of the ownership of EHA and EASA. And I think this is really that you have an association and the regulator really responsible for a show makes us special. And that's the feedback which we gain also.
And I think it's really important to understand that we don't want to copy. European Rotors is standalone. European Rotors is unique in its setup, even though it has a show floor. But the laws in Europe are different. The procedures in Europe are different. The country structure in Europe is different. And the way that an organization has to be set up is different. And so we want to be able to address all of these issues and make sure that if visitors come, exhibitors come, they actually find the audience, the proper audience, to showcase what they do in Europe. And I think that is what we want to do.
Frank, can I ask probably you or Carlos to fill in? First time visitor to Madrid, whereabouts is the show hall in relation, say, to the city centre? Is it easy to go there? If I bring my wife, will they be able to visit the tourist sites if they don't come to the show? So, Frank, you might like to fill in, and Carlos might like to give us some more details.
So, I mean, my wife was actually asking the same question, but we had the pleasure so first, to have it answered the right way. So it's 10 minutes away from the airport. That is ideal for everybody who is in a rush. It's surrounded by hotels, and I'm from Munich, so I mean, I'm living in the most beautiful city of the world. However, I would say Madrid is second. So No question that it is more attractive than a little bit more attractive than Cologne from the options you have. And I already hear from our exhibitors. I tell you, we will have the best reception during European Rotors in Madrid. I tell you. So and Carlos, come on, Carlos, tell us a little bit about Madrid. Come on.
Just also, just before Carlos is taking over, actually, you know, and the IFEMA is only 20 minutes by public transport from the very much downtown Madrid, where you have even more choices of great facilities, hotels and restaurants. You'll enjoy the tapas. So if you come with your relatives, you are very much welcome. First also, I think that on the Thursday afternoon, it's still open, but for everybody.
Yes.
So they could come access the show on the last day afternoon, just to show them what you're doing on a daily basis. And also they can enjoy the city, obviously, while you are working. But Carlos...
Well, I have to say the only limit we're going to have for you and your wife, Tim, is the 90-day limit for the tourist visa. Now, following the Brexit, but I hope it's less than 90 days. Seriously speaking, no, we are working, and one of the points we're going to put some focus is to collaborate with the local authorities, in fact, to make the event easy for the attendees, not only in terms of logistics, which is quite easy, by the way. It's convenient. I mean, public transport works very well. But we understand that if we are asking the community to move to a different country, we are asking people, even coming from the US, from South America, to come to our place. We need to make them the most easy and convenient possible, give them the most options possible. And this is something we are already working with the authorities, the Tourism Authority of Madrid. Madrid is very much experiencing this. I mean, combining business trips with a tourist leisure, it is one of the strengths of the city. In fact, it's been awarded this year, again, the first city in terms of attractiveness for business encounters in Europe. This is an award which is granted every year. I think it's for the second year it's been granted to Madrid. So awarded to Madrid as an attractive place. And as an organization of the show, we will make sure of this. We're not there for tourists. We're there for working at the other day the Rotorcraft community, but we still have a challenge to make this attractive and make it easy and attractive for the attendees to come. So be sure your time in Madrid will be more than worth, both from the professional and personal point of view.
Carlos, if I'm a non-Spanish...
Hold it for a second. Hold it. They record it.
As a non-Spanish speaker, will I run into any problems at all, or will you be totally able to cater for that?
Absolutely. Absolutely no. I mean, Madrid, again, is a second destination in visitors in Europe, following Paris, fighting with Paris every year, by the way. So very much in all sorts of activities, public transport, hotels, restaurants, people, accommodation, business-wise, I can guarantee you do not need to be fluent in Spanish to be fully enjoying and taking advantage of all the opportunities the city is giving to its visitors.
Shall I mention that we are so honored that Vertical Flight Society will be a partner for us again on the conference program? Okay. If there are not any more questions here, you can find us, or may find us, for the next 3 days on the booth. Say again, 4457. We have a sales lounge there. And more information about EHA. Thankful for all our national association members to be here. thanks for the opportunity to have that short update, and enjoy Atlanta. Thank you.
Thank you.